For today's lessons, we have 3 lessons. So first, possessive pronouns. Second, cause and effect. And third, making inferences and drawing conclusions. So before we start, let's read first the initial and final consonant blends. So initial consonant blend is a cluster of consonant sounds at the beginning of a word. So the examples are play, clam, draw, swing, plan, glad, pray, trap, clay, trip. Now your turn to read. Very good. So now let's have the final consonant blend. It is a cluster of consonant sounds at the end of a word. So examples are pink, sink, park, bend, sand, tank, bird, mark, raft, and pass. Now your turn to read the examples. Good job! And do not forget that when we say initial consonant blend, it is a beginning of a word. And when we say final consonant blend, we can find it at the end of a word. So I have here group A and group B. So for group A, these are words, and for group B, these are phrases. So what are words? So words are letters are combined together to form words. Words vary or different in terms of length and number of letters. There are short and long words. And for phrases, phrases are formed by combining words together. These phrases may improve descriptions or ideas about a particular topic or a subject. Now, I'm going to read the words. We have park, girl, tree, flag, table, mask, journey, car, and clock. Now, your turn to read the words. Very good. Now, I'm going to read the phrases. In the park, beautiful girl, huge tree, colorful flag, on the table, wearing a mask, long journey, new car, old tower clock. Now, your turn to read the phrases. Very good. So now let's have possessive pronouns. This is an English lesson and it's based on MELC, and this is for week 5. So our objective, identify commonly used possessive pronouns and use them in in sentences. So let's study the conversation below. Hi Charmy, this is my new bag where I place my modules. Hello Leo. Look at my bag. My books are quite thin. Oh, have you finished our assignment? Oh yes, I wrote my answers in my English notebook. Now let's answer the 3 questions below. So who has a new bag? Charmy or Leo? Very good. Leo has his new bag. Now what did Charmy write in her notebook? Very good. She wrote her answers in her English notebook. Now, which notebook did she use in writing her answers? Very good. It's the English notebook. So, can you tell me the highlighted words there? Good job. We have the word my and our. So, these are the my and our are examples of possessive pronoun. But let's go back to pronouns. So pronouns, these are the words that are used to replace nouns. So now let's have possessive pronouns. So a possessive pronoun is a pronoun that is used to indicate possession or ownership. So example, this is my pen, not your pen. So to make it short, the word my pen, you just have to say mine. And for your pen, you just have to say yours. So, possessive pronouns, instead of saying my pen, you say mine. Okay, this is mine, not yours. So, some examples of possessive pronouns are mine, yours, his, hers, ours, yours, and theirs. So, example for mine, this is my laptop. It's mine. Yours, these glasses are mine, not yours. This is my brother's books. It's his. Okay, his refers to a boy or a man. So he offered to swap his camera for hers. So hers, we use it for woman or girls. Okay? I'll show you to your room. Ours is next door. The For yours, the house is yours. For theirs, the ship is theirs. So we have here personal pronouns and possessive pronoun. Okay, for I, we use possessive pronouns like my and mine. For personal pronoun, like you, we use possessive pronouns your or yours. For personal pronoun she, we use her or hers in possessive pronouns. And for he, we use possessive pronouns such as his or his. And for personal pronoun it, we use possessive pronouns its. For personal pronoun we use possessive pronouns our or ours. For personal pronoun they, we use possessive pronouns their or theirs. So some examples are my phone, his books, its decision, this pen is mine, your table, her scissors, their crops, the oldest shop in the city is ours. Some of my books are missing, can I borrow yours? That new bicycle is his, that beautiful dress is hers, and the machine in the corner is theirs. So now in your drill board, you get your your drill board and your marker. So let's do the learning task 1. We are going to identify the pronoun that shows possession or ownership in each item. Again, you will just write the possessive pronoun. Okay, write your answers in your drill board. So in your drill board, write 1 to 10, and then let's identify the pronoun in each number. Okay, for number 1, we visited our grandparents last weekend. Number 1, we visited our grandparents last weekend. Number 2, Mang Rufo and Aling Gelay work hard for their family. Number 2, Mang Rufo and Aling Gelay work hard for their family. Number 3, his sister passed the school's entrance test. Number 3, his sisters passed the school's entrance test. Number 4, I will submit my presentation tomorrow. Number 4, I will submit my presentation tomorrow. Number 5, the teacher checked our test papers. Number 5, the teacher checked our test papers. Number 6, the farmer harvested his crops. Number 6, the farmer harvested his crops. Number 7, my uncle planted fruit-bearing trees in our backyard. Number 7, my uncle planted fruit-bearing trees in our backyard. Number 8, this pen is his. Number 8, this pen is his. Number 9, my module contains different lessons and activities. Number 9, my module contains different lessons and activities. For number 10, the cat grooms its kittens. Number 10, the cat grooms its kittens. So if you're not yet done, click the pause button. If you're done, click the play button. So if you're done, let's answer. Let's check. For number 1, the correct answer would be we. Number 2, their. Number 3, his. Number 4, my. Number 5, our. Number 6, his. Number 7, my. For number 7, we have 2 answers, my and our. Number 8, his. Number 9, my. And for number 10, its. If you got all the correct answer, good job. So remember that possessive pronoun must agree with the noun being referred to in terms of gender. If the noun referred to is a male, use his. So if the noun referred to a female, you use her or hers. So now let's do page 21, learning task 2. Get your paper, write 1 to 5, answers only. So the instruction, we need to identify the possessive pronoun or pronouns, can be 2 answers used in each sentence. So you need to write your answer in your paper. So for number 1, the company sells its products in low prices. Number 1, the company sells its products in low prices. Number 2, Mr. and Mrs. De Chavez bought plants for their house. Number 2, Mr. and Mrs. De Chavez bought plants for their house. For number 3, your report tomorrow. For number 3, can you submit your report tomorrow? Number 4, we regularly visit our grandparents in their farm. Number 4, we regularly visit our grandparents in their farm. Number 5, Mr. Hernandez explains his lessons well. Number 5, Mr. Hernandez explains his lesson well. So if you're not yet done, click the pause button. If you're done, click the play button. So for number 1, the correct answer would be its. Number 2, their. Number 3, your. Number 4, are. Number 5, for number 4, we have are and their. And number 5, we have his. Now, let's answer page 22, learning task 3. So, get your paper again, write page 22, learning task 3, and write 1 to 5 answers only. So, what you're going to do is to identify the appropriate possessive pronouns or pronoun to be used in each sentence. So, write your answers in your notebook. For number 1, just have to choose between the two. So, Cherry Ann submitted his or her report on time. Number 1, Cherry Ann submitted her report on time. Number 2, the company released the benefits to his employees. Number 2, the company released the benefits to his employees. Number 3, Felipe donated its salary to the foundation. Number 3, Felipe donated its salary to the foundation. Number 4, Carla and Carlo cook their favorite dish. Number 4, Carla and Carlo cook their favorite dish. Number 5, your test will be administered tomorrow. Number 5, your test will be administered tomorrow. So if you're not yet done, click the pause button. If you're done, click the play button. So now let's check. For number 1, we have her. Number 2, its. Number 3, his. Number 4, their. Number 5, your. So now let's have the cause and effect. This lesson is for week 6. So for our objective, we need to identify the effects based on given causes and vice versa. So look at the picture. So what do you think is this picture showing us? Very good. It's about a typhoon. So what do you think are the possible effects of a typhoon? So now let's have the cause and effect. So cause means the reason for something happening. So effect means what happened. So cause and effect, it explains why things happen. So signal words that help identify cause and effect are so, because, therefore, since, if, then, so that, without, cause, effect, how, and explain. So, cause and effect sentences may be developed using cause and effect relationship. This sentence development shows clear relationship between ideas, showing the cause why a certain thing happens and an effect of the identified cause. So, example, when a sick person sneezes, he or she blows the virus into the air. So, in that sentence, the cause would be when a sick person sneezes. So, the effect, he or she blows the virus into the air. So, I have here another example. So, Cloud missed his flight because he did not arrive on time. So, the effect would be Cloud missed his flight. So, what is the cause of that? Because he did not arrive on time. So, I have here another one. So, cause, this is why or the reason it happens. And the effect, this is what happens. So, for the cause, we have books are heavy. So, the effect would be books fall. So, another one, the car breaks down. So, the effect, the car gets towed. So, another cause, the cat plays with yarn. So, the effect would be the cat gets tangled. Okay? So, now, get your drill board. Let's answer page 24, learning task 2. So, we need to identify the possible effect of the action portrayed by each picture below. So, you need to write your answers in your notebook. So, for number 1, what do you think is happening in that picture? Okay. So, what could be the effect? Good. So, now let's answer number 2. Okay, look at the picture. And then, what do you think will happen to the seeds? For number 3, look at the plant. So, what do you think will happen to the plant? And then, for number 4, look at the boy. So what do you think will happen to the boy? So if you're not yet done, click the pause button. If you're done, click the play button. Again, remember, cause this is why or the reason it happens, and the effects, this is what happens. So here are the examples. Just remember that. So now let's answer this page 25 learning task 3. So what you're going to do is in your notebook, you need to copy the sentences below, then underline the cause, and then circle the effect in each sentences. Again, underline the cause and circle the effect. You need to copy all the sentences below. Okay, for number 1, I have cavities. I do not usually brush my teeth. Number 2, due to his hard work, Roy is now a successful teacher. Number 3, there was a strong typhoon causing the ship to sink. Number 4, Mario is considered an obese child because he eats too much. Number 5, many sea creatures died due to oil spill. Number 6, my parents were late for work because my father forgot to set the alarm. Number 7, due to the implementation of various community quarantines, the spread of the virus is now under control. Number 8, many employees were laid off due to the economic shutdown. When we say laid off, they get fired. Okay, number 9, due to increase in price, the sales decreased. Number 9, due to increase in price, the sales decreased. Number 10, Martin was promoted. He did his best to satisfy the company's demands. So if you're not yet done, click the pause button. If you're done, click the play button. So for number 1, the underline or the cause there is I do not usually brush my teeth. And the effect would be I have cavities. For number 2, the underline there is due to his hard work, and the effect would be Roy is now a successful teacher. Number 3, there was a strong typhoon. That is the cause, and the effect would be causing the ship to sink. Number 4, we have because he eats too much, that is the cause, and the effect would be Mario is considered an obese child. Number 5, we have the cause due to oil spill, and the effect would be many sea creatures died. So for number 6, we have the cause because of my father forgot to set the alarm, and the effect would be my parents were late for work. Number 7, the cause due to the implementation of various community quarantines, the effect would be spread of the virus is now under control. Number 8, we have due to economic shutdown, we have that cause, and for the effect, many employees were laid off. Number 9, the cause would be due to the increase in price, so the effect would be the sales decrease. For number 10, we have the cause he did his best to satisfy the company's demands, and the effect would be Martin was promoted. So if you got all 10, good job. So now let's have the last lesson, making inferences and drawing conclusions. So the objective, to make inferences and draw conclusions based on text, examples like pictures, titles, and content words. So I have here a picture. So can you tell what the character does in the picture? Great. So can you guess the location shown by the picture? Good job, it's in the beach. So can you tell the time or period portrayed in the picture? Nice. So if you said it's in summertime, correct. So now let's do the page 26 in your drill board. So this is learning task 1. You need to identify the occupation or the job portrayed by each picture below. So you need to write your answers in your drill board. So let's answer from 1 to 6. So for number 1, look at the picture. What do you think is the occupation of this person? Number 2, look at the picture. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. And number 6. If you're not yet done, click the pause button. If you're done, click the play button. So for number 1, the answer would be doctor. Number 2, teacher. Number 3, farmer. Number 4, nurse. Number 5, fisherman. And number 6, policeman. So now making inferences. So an inference tells an assumption or guess based on what has been read, seen, or observed. So making inferences relies on the examination of facts based on given pictures and or text. So inferences are also made by determining what each picture or text suggests. So making inferences is like you're a detective. Okay, you guess based on what you read, what you seen, and what you have observed. So how to make an inference? You need your background knowledge, what you already know, plus the picture clues, the pictures or the text clues, what you read, so you can infer. Okay? So, drawing conclusions. A conclusion is a final information or statement drawn from pictures viewed or text or read. So, conclusion also relies on facts. It allows the reader to think of what could be the output or end result based on reading or observations. So, drawing conclusions. So, what did you read in the text? What do you already know about this topic? And now you can conclude. So, drawing conclusions and making inferences, good readers are like detectives. You need to use clues in the text to work out what the author might be saying. So, what you know plus clues from the text is equals to your inference. So, now, let's do the page 28. Get your paper, write page 28, and write number 1 to 5. Answers only. So, this is what you're going to do. You infer the location or the place referred to by each statement. You need to choose from the options from the box. So, you need to write your answer in your paper. So, the choices are zoo, restaurant, garden, school, and mall. So, for number 1, I took my shovel and started digging the soil. I took and planted the seedlings. I watered them. They grew well. After several months, they produced a bountiful harvest. Number 2, the security guard checked our body temperature and our bags. When I got inside, I immediately went to a shop to look for a jacket. I moved from one shop to another until I found one. Number 3, Shane sat on her chosen spot. She called the waiter and asked for the menu. The waiter immediately approached her. She requested that her food be served right away. She was really hungry. Number 4, Jay invited his friends to join him in a special tour. During the tour, they were fascinated by different animals. Some were small while some were really huge. Among the animals that they saw, the white tigers were his favorite. Number 5, our teacher asked us to read a story as our activity. She also asked us to answer some questions in it. During our discussion, we learned a lot due to her comprehensive and lively session. So again, you need to identify or infer the location or place being referred by each statement. So the choices are zoo, restaurant, garden, school, and mall. If you're not yet done, click the pause button. If you're done, click the play button. So for number 1, we have garden. For number 2, we have mall. For number 3, we have restaurant. Number 4, we have zoo. And number 5, we have school. Now, page 28. Again, get your paper, write page 28, and write 1 to 5. Answers only. The choices are inside the box. So, what are we going to do? Learning task 4, in your notebook, you write the conclusion that is most appropriate to each statement below. You write your answers in your paper. Okay, the choices are: she is doing her homework, she wins in the competition, they will eat their meal, they will have their lesson, and she is late. So for number 1, Arthur went to the canteen and bought a meal. He sat down beside his friend Angelo. They prayed first. Okay, so what do you think in number 1 they are doing? She is doing her homework. She wins in the competition. They will eat their meal. They will have they will have their lesson or she is late. Number 2, Carlotta sang a beautiful song during the competition. The audience applauded her performance. Everybody congratulated her after the host announced the winners. So, what do you think happened here? Just look at the box and choose from the choices inside inside the box. So number 3, the school bus arrived. Rebecca quickly finished her breakfast. She then took her bag and ran fast. Number 4, when Rena got home, she opened her bag and took her pen, notebook, and books. She read her homework. Number 5, the teacher checked the attendance. Afterward, she asked the pupils to sit and bring out their books. So if you're not yet done, click the pause button. If you're done, click the play button. So for number 1, they will eat their meal. Number 2, she wins in the competition. Number 3, she is late. Number 4, she is doing her homework. And number 5, they will have their lesson. So this ends our lesson. Goodbye!